victory over Fnatic. As you were saying to me earlier, Tom and VCT, BO3s don't go their way. That's a sneaky play by Nats. Right up the rope, goes past one and takes him down. Fnatic, though, trading blows for the most part. It's left Boaster alone. Now we see the Outlaw again, but it's swapped hands to give Kiko a rifle. Both of those players end up falling immediately. Fnatic not pulling any punches as Boaster through the smoke drops camo. All right, well.
Probably shouldn't be the Bulldog, so Serial's going to go looking, but he is found immediately by the side of Fnatic. Around looking squeaky clean for them, as good as you can get in terms of these third-round purchases. And to be honest, my highlight going into this, and it's... Yeah, I think he's just trying to pick off one. It's not worth it, though.
Camo, this is a tough position, Nats, so he's got the close range angle. He's being spotted, the decoy blinds him. Great play by Kayak. They'll get themselves towards the site, but now the rotations are coming in, and there's only 12 seconds to get this spike planted. Pressure, and as Camo picks up 4! Team Liquid, 3 players towards the site, but only 1 on it, and the gate crash used to get right out of there. Showstopper fired in, but it's Kiko who ends up falling. Chronicle fires right back through that smoke and ends up packing the punch that gets Viper's Pit to the site. They can now use that to lock it down, but they're picking off scalps. Never mind, no ults needed by the looks of things. It's Nats and Serial with a big challenge on their hands.
He got killed through the corner of the fake out. That was a nice shot from Alfia, and while for the remaining 2,
he's got his gate crash to get right onto the site, so he might look like he's a little too far away. Alfia, though, paving the way, only the one to be found. Kiko, he's had a lights-out start to this map. The battle between himself and Alfia is something that has to be highlighted. You imagine Alpha has the upper hand. Certainly recent performances on this map, some of them have looked great for him. Camo, on his way through. He's got the flash to work with. Going all the way to backside, just opening up the info for his teammates. Viper's Pit, though, put in as the pressure's applied.
He spotted everybody, though. He knows that the majority are locked towards the backside, but they have missed out on Crashies potentially slipping the net. He was looking to just round that backline, but has decided to delay, wait patiently to come back in.
I like the idea from Camo. He faked out that he was the decoy, but he couldn't quite find Chronicle. He was too deep in there. They've got him eventually, though, and Boaster falls with him. Crashy's now up close, finds one. Defuse already up to half, and he knows that that player had to come off the defuse. Biding time here. Kiko trying to force the fight, and he will!
Early take. They've done the same with Chronicle, already making that rotation over. This shot needs to be connected, and while Camo has to just escape that one, it leaves Kiko dead to rights, but he gets the trade. Unfortunately for them, Crashies is just quick enough. And now with the Cosmic Divide, there were 4 ults in this round. Fnatic have already used a couple of them. But with a post plant and a man advantage, it's a good spot. And an even better one found.
Winning all their duels. And it's that opening shot missed. The Showstopper being able to find its mark on backside.
To know where your opponents are. Kayak trying to make things more awkward. In fact, even looks to try and take the duel. 15 seconds. Nats is the one to find the kill, and even a Showstopper thrown in, which does eventually catch out Crashies. 10 seconds. Fnatic have left it so late to try and get something done, but the spam actually helps out, and now needs a little bit more, but straight through the smoke. It will be Nats.
Nats spots him on the cross, almost loses his life for his trouble. Kiko under heavy pressure in the backside. There's a response. The shots need to land for Kiko. He'll grab one, 12 seconds again. Time pressure on for Fnatic. Players flooding into the site, the plant being stuck, and it will be acquired, but these players are out in the open. In middle. Now the reposition from Camo as he gate crashed out with the utility thrown his way, but when he swings in with that op, Crashies is there waiting. Now they've got their opportunity. A player down, but the B site that they're looking at already has reinforcements. Patatek rotated into heaven to cover this off. Snakebite down from Nats. He's getting aggressive, they both are. They're waiting as the smoke fades, and they'll take down Crashies. That's the spike right in front of them. Nats picking them off one by one, and it's a 4-piece already. An ace on the cards. It's Kayak to deny.
Alfia will take the space on the side, but there's so many players already here. Serial, Nats combining. Alfia has at least been able to find one back with a nade, and I don't think they realized how deep into the site Kayak was. This leaves things level, but only for a moment. 30 seconds.
30 seconds left.
With Boaster low.
One enemy remaining.
Chronicle's the one that needs to take the fight. And while you mentioned this man's clutches, but this would be one of the toughest ones, and it isn't going to be found. looking to play in and while Crashy's under pressure.
It's Camo going in for it, but Kayak's there to greet him and plenty of players to swing with. A big fight on the backside, and with a triple kill under his belt, Kayak may have pulled him across the line here. Hungry for that international appearance is Serial with 32 HP is the last man standing. Coming in with a two-round deficit, the pistol will certainly help you remedy that right off rip. With everybody on high HP, this is quite the challenge.
Trying to find an isolated jewel. Well, Boaster is exactly that. Well, okay. Not much of an investment. Nats with a little bit extra on the Ghost.
Flash.
Okay, then.
Nats doing his best Chronicle impression. It's not quite a classic, but it'll do the job. With Team Liquid taking down 2, a rifle in the hands of Camo. This round is far from a certainty for the defenders. In fact, this could be a major upset to the flow of this early half. They could have bridged the gap, but instead they are left miles apart. Team Liquid looking like 8-6 with a big economy boost, and it's only Boaster who stands in the way. I mentioned he was tied up for the highest clutch percentage, had been in a lot more than his opponent. But this one, they're playing it perfectly. Off Fnatic's contact, a big swing.
Flash with Heaven already being claimed. Fnatic have taken an awful lot of ground, and actually it's Althea that wins that first battle. In fact, they're winning the majority, clearing out that backline. Well, I think the others have already been spotted. Kiko walking into Chronicle, even low, still manages to win the fight. And the only man standing, Nats.
30 seconds left.
No spike, not much HP.
That direction, if they're spotted, oh, this is it. Nats walking up, they're looking the right way, and he actually gets one before going down. Luckily, Crashies was spotting that area too, but the pressure on now. Rotate in from Kayak, Op is in play, and Crashy stays aggressive. That's a great play to get them the advantage.
He's connected. All 3 of the remaining players. Crashies has just maybe won them the round individually. He's bought time for the remainder to rotate in. Stuns, gravity wells being thrown through to slow Liquid further. And now the clock coming up to just 25 seconds left for them to try and make a move. Liquid need to get into this site. And in fact, they've teleported almost directly onto an opponent. The swing doesn't quite work out though. Crashy's still standing, and Serial once again left to try and clutch things out. But let's be honest, I don't think there's any world in which he manages to get this done, especially now. The time already gone. Crashy's the first point of contact, and he's going to close out as well. And already, Alpha, yeah, he's basically just had to shoot down at his own feet, but that is Camo gone seconds into the round.
Yeah, hand delivered, the Prowler goes up, and when it doesn't get contact, they think that the space is free, but what a nasty surprise it is as you hear that voice line delivered. And a rocket fired in. Two players down below. They've got a trap set and sprung with the spike now under their control. It's only Chronicle needed, but he had the backup, and now they've got the spike to work with for Team Liquid.
They also only shot at Chronicle. So Althea was just the spectator. Serial finally deals with him, and Paratex found another. Now the spike, as you said, is in a horrible spot, and while with Kayak picking up Serial, it's now left all onto Paddy. Has a lot of utility, Mitch, but I don't believe in this one.
No, I mean, the position's now down on bottom mid. The only thing going for him is they don't know where he's going to come from. They've set up a big swing, but it's for him coming from the attacker side. He can isolate the first duel, but he's down to 2 HP. Well handled, and Alpha here.
More as well for the side of Liquid, unless one's called by the opposing side. Chronicle again has just stepped up with a double. An aggressive position to say the least, but with Nats and Camo gone, it's about as good as it gets. Maybe you would have wanted to take Kiko, and look at the push that's already coming through from Crashies. They have this round sewn up. They know exactly where their opponents are. They've trapped them into the tiniest of boxes. Or maybe if they went vents, there'd be a chance, Mitch, but they're not going vents.
So many things they could have done there, but just sending Alpha here to swing out wide.
The impact rounds. More Chronicle. A lot of the time, Mr. Impact has been taken out. Pressure on the other side. No way! Was Althea got away with that one. 6 HP, styling on Nats. And what would just about keep that man advantage alive. Fnatic have taken B main control.
They lost
There's nobody going in that direction either. Already, Serial will put another in the dirt. Making this into an advantageous position. You wouldn't think it with the way that the round started. But getting into that post plant, the only thing they have to worry about is main.
Can't believe they lost their pit, and Alpha just goes blast packing through, but he does pay a price. He's down to 6 HP. Crashy's falling. This round is under threat. They group up Alpha, Yer, and Kayak. Two duelists we highlighted coming into this. Alpha is the point of contact, and he had a chance against Kiko there. Just about misses the ship. As Boaster falls, it's looking like this one is already done. Just 6 HP in it. And Alpha Yer, I was going to say, looking to maybe save. Boaster's here. He's left that gap in heaven because they're confident that this is the right play, and now it's confirmed. Spike down. 25 seconds, flash out, but it's Kayak to fall. Chronicle not landing his shots either, and now they're wrapping around the side. He deals with that, or tries to, but Camo with another has opened up this site. A plant secured, and a Viper's pit to play inside of Alpha Yer, though. It's a target-rich environment, and he'll find one as Boaster sprays down a double in the elbow. Camo out of that dimension and out of the map as 13 to 10 is locked in. So you thought, but the nade goes in. Now here's the wall. A little bit of safety to get that plant in. An orb, oh, it was not quite thrown through. Boaster falls, Chronicle in the same spot, and it's going to be hard for Kayak to fall back. He has to battle around this wall, and he's doing so with great success. Only one left, and it crumbles. That's the problem. The drone's gone through, it's spotted him, and he won't quite make it around that corner before it's very much expected. Boaster still up in the spawn with that rotation, able to catch him. And now it's a 5 versus 3. Team Liquid won the opening duel, yet still their opponents have all their players. And it's Team Liquid on the massive back foot.
This surprise element has also faded because him being up here isn't the biggest shock now that they've left this site for so long. Kayak, immediate trade. Nats does well, though. He's given them a chance in this round. It looked like an impossibility. Serial trying to fight on that cross. Still not able to get the plant in. Nats looking to come in from above. Has managed to get another, and Serial's there alongside him.
Actually, them stabilizing
Where's
now
going?
being in a pretty reasonable
Where's he
spot.
going?
Camo, I mean, that is not pretty. Caught out by the salvos. His support taken down too as Kiko falls. It's a 5 versus 3 and an immediate advantage for Fnatic.
He just tried to catch the timing, running through the salvos, but that has not worked out at all. The sheer level of aggression is met by the patience of this Fnatic squad, and Alfie already looking comfortable once again. Only Serial standing, and sure, he gets his man and another.
Recon, that'll be available late round if they do end up with retake.
The switch up, though. The immediate move towards middle. Like, after having both sides pressured, Fnatic, though, is there to try and hold the line. He's done well and has Nats alongside. The man who left his pit to try and support. It's still Alfia, though, but look at the position of the spike. It's not going to be easy, the reuse of that Thrash, just to clear out any information that they can. It doesn't quite catch onto Alfia, but Crashy's getting out of this position alive should be very difficult, while Kiko makes sure of it. It is ult spam, to say the least.
A pick deep into the spawn.
I say I don't mind it, though. Like, well, when you're 4-1 down, your economy's on the brink, use those ultimates. Kiko
Poison's off.
already finding one, and with Boaster not having a gun, they have actually put Fnatic into an awkward position of their own. So for Liquid, that could be one of the most important rounds to win. Kiko looking like he's going to go back for more. And, well, I couldn't keep up with where the shot went. It looked pretty close. How is Crash? He's winning these fights. He's picked 2 players within the site, and he's just the ruse. 2 players now making a walk in towards A. Only Serial here. Doesn't have an ideal weapon of choice. He should at least be able to deny the plant, but he's being wrapped on. He's got to be incredibly careful, and having to give away his position eventually will be taken out.
Really nicely played. They were isolating themselves, but now, buying time for the flank, but Nats is ahead of the curve. If they take that kill, the defuse can be found for free. Look how far away Boaster is. He needed them to stay alive on that site to buy that little bit more time, and he's walled out by his own teammate's wall. There's no Sage on Team Liquid.
Bit of a nasty surprise, but it has been spotted. Nats going forward gets, seemingly caught, but never mind. He'll find 2 again. Individually on fire. And for the remaining 2, sure, Alfia still has a rifle. Boaster manages to get one with the Sheriff. There's a couple of low players around this position. They do have to be a little careful.
Time though. 20 seconds, 15 now. And Camo still holding that back yellow. He'll fall. They've got the utility here. Sure, no, they've got no utility, in fact. I have to deny this just by swinging through the orb. And, well, that was an ambitious play. The 4 players ready for the fight.
Oh, already. Camo goes swinging in. He was low. Kiko's done well, but Kayak's there with the trade. Plant
No charges left. Your
has come through. Potential for the res. There isn't going to be the spam. It's actually Kayak that goes down. In fact, they all start to fall, and now the only man standing was the Lurk. There's still a possibility. Both players need to cross, but the operator looking to hold, and in fact has already made it round that corner. Althea needs to get a move on. In fact, I don't think there's going to be anywhere near enough time, even with that extra little nano swarm. That diffuser will come through Liquid.
Sight, but is the defense going to be good enough to keep him alive? Yes, it is! Serial buys them that little bit of space, and with the pit up, there has to be a response. A pit in the other direction as Boaster will try to starve them of any space to play around, and it looks like it's working! They've ran into Kayak! Things going swimmingly for Fnatic. Finally, the defuse underway. It's halved already. It's getting damn close, but they'll drop it in the end. And now, the remaining players need to get on it fast.
Last player standing.
Down into that 1v1. Nats trying to stick it all the way through the wall. Crashies goes! Already broken, and that's what we see it again. Just an attempt to try and re-aggress before they even get to the site. Spike will be dropped, but Althea responds in kind. Looking for a little more, but Kayak is there. And while only one standing, Camo to face versus 4. It's looking like an even half, but there is still one standing.
Have to get that plant in. Looks like they're deciding to just run it down. It's the right call. They've got the numbers, but it got close. Change here on the attack. The space taken can already get them a plant. Kayak spotted down underneath. But how are they going to deal with him? It's a risk to go swinging in that deep, but oh, it almost works out. But Kayak up to his old tricks here in the pistol. It's a triple off the classic, but still a 2 versus 2. He goes in through the orb, wrapping around, but it's not enough. Immediately already in kitchen.
There's a lot of players around this spot, but none of them really being able to deny. It comes down to Boaster to try and do the damage. And well, we've spoken a lot this season about his individual level going through the roof. 2 quick kills, and well, Fnatic's sneaky play is not as sneaky as he thinks. Kayak watches him all the way and waits for the swing.
Well, to put them on the back foot in this initial fight. And all Fnatic need to do is trade. Crashies goes down as Serial picks up the double. It's Camo to trade out. And now Fnatic on the back foot. Kayak having to do it all again. But he's got the res to bring Crashies back into play. A valuable player indeed. No ultimate. And no salvos just yet. It's all about the swing, and he's caught wall in hand. Fnatic does well, and the defuse needing to be stuck at least a half. Crashies gets him, and within just in the nick of time.
Awkward positions to fight from. Alpha up above.
Nice.
Has already managed to clear out 2.
Rifle down.
Yeah, it will be retrieved by Fnatic though, and he's not looking to just sit pretty. He wants to try and clear some ground. In fact, the Viper's Pit's going to be invested. Now, they expected this. 2 Stingers on the other side. Normally, that's an absolute stinker of a buy, but in a Viper's Pit, hey, that does damage.
Oh yeah, they have got some real opportunity, and look how far back Nats is playing, allowing Fnatic and Kiko to be the one taking these duels. Ult put into play, Nats falls back, but Kiko still close, gets his Blade Storm, but he won't land the shots. Crashies drops him, but the wraparound from Fnatic not expected. They are thinning out the herd, leaving it down to just Nats, but he's up close in the pit. Close, he's defending his stunned up teammates. The salvos barely avoided a sliver of health left. Good flash, Patty's blind, goes swinging deep, and they'll get another rifle out of that with Nats already tagged low. A real opportunity now. They've pushed them back to belt, but the ranged fight with the recovered rifle, that stands well for them, and the walls blocked them off. At least for now, the Mosh was able to deny.
Of their own. In fact, look how far forward they sit.
They've got no utility. They have to make up for it with the Brawn already dropping Boaster. That's the Viper's Pit out of play, and a lot of the hope of this round having already fallen. Kayak has a res. He's going to use it. I thought maybe they would let this one slide, but no, they want to battle. Kayak with the self-heal, but he's taken down, and now Crashies with it all to do.
On the brink here, Kayak. He's as close as could be, but Kiko and Serial immediately find opening picks. That's a save.
Battling for that 3rd map, and yeah, they've pushed Fnatic to the limits. There's no chance with those immediate fights swinging the other way. And hell, I'll put my money on Kayak in those tighter angles.
Oh, yeah.
In those close fights.
He's got 25 kills. I don't think he'd be mad not to.
He's not doing too bad, is he? But
so far forward, and even hearing some of the steps, it all comes down to this fight, and he wins it again. The second time he's managed to eliminate Kayak from this position and give his team the site. The main thing, though, is the time. 17 seconds as they go running in. There's an Armageddon and also the Salvo still online. They could deny this plant.
10 seconds left.
Armageddon's going to win this round. Salvo's already sent through. Here comes Armageddon. It's going to be a deeper plant, but not deep enough. I think it'll actually just about get in, but they're swinging in for the fight. The battle with the knife to close it out for Chronicle.
Thrash also available. Kiko is just looking to brawl, and he has Nats alongside him. This is not a sneaky beaky lurk. This is a run straight down mid play. And already it has ended in an even scenario. Straight out with the Thrash, but Serial's the one to give them the advantage. A really good opportunity here for Liquid to take the lead.
Uh-oh. Kayak's been caught. Luckily Chronicle hasn't, but while he's busy defending his teammate, there's a flank all the way around. I'm not talking about Crashies. I'm looking at Kiko on the other side as Crashies falls. This round is very much in jeopardy. Up the steps he goes, his timing perfect, his position unpredictable, and he's not going to go for the knife kill. Neither the ult nor the third weapon in his inventory, as Chronicle is left his own devices, looking to just carry this weapon through to the next at this stage. The round's already gone. Team Liquid have landed themselves at 12th round, and they want to take the weapon out of his hands there, but they're being slow about it, and there's a player already waiting for that swing. Camo comes out of the ult, no longer detained and able to take down Alphayer. A problem brewing. Crashies finds one Viper's Pit, but they're on him, straight on him with the shorty. It's denied as Kayak tries desperately to pull this back, but the position of Kiko, it's too much to handle. Chronicle with it all to do. A 1v2 and a Viper's Pit, decaying him down. From the grave, Serial claims the map.
So ready for these players pushing towards Dish.
Oh, Kayak certainly is off to a flying start. Not just on the Sage where he shows up, the pistol rounds are his territory. That's a triple with one from Alphayer. It's all on Serial, and it's off him very quickly. The high-low setup, Camo and Serial, they've got this as Fnatic swing through. It's into heavy traffic. Kayak
goes through down. What?
5 HP. And I think light shields on his friend there, who was very much in the ground. Poor Chronicle didn't even get to see them. He has been dropped. A solid opening duel.
Remainder looking to try and make their way through sand. Alphayer seemingly caught sleeping at the wheel. That one's all too easy for Nats, and sure, Crashy still survives on the site, and Kayak clings to life, but they need quite a lot here. Camo clears out the site, and the remaining players, yeah, look how low they are.
Spot the spams avoided again. I mean, he is in a number of situations where he should be dead to rights. Third time lucky for Fnatic, not quite. Camo's the one taking that. Now coming through the smoke for a little bit more, and he'll catch Boaster. A phenomenal round. He'll finally meet his maker, but around the side is Nats. Gifts away that destruction. Alphayer, though, very sneaky spot. He's looked the wrong way, but he still grabs one. That's all that you can write home about, though, as Team Liquid run riot over the site. Find themselves a plant as a result, a man advantage to play with.
If the plant goes the way of Serial as well, that'll be the Armageddon. I said that ultimate impulse plant is utter filth. He's not in the greatest position for it, but it might not even be needed. Crashes with the trade. As said, he carried them last time around, but not this time. It is Fnatic, the man mentioned on the other side of the screen.
And a slow creep through to this B site that's been left mostly open, with Crashies trying to grab a bit of information. It comes with a heavy cost. Kayak's on site. This could get dangerous. The smoke has left the planter isolated, but it's Kayak to pick up Kiko. They've now found themselves in a decent spot. The Chronicle's only got a classic. I realize what I'm saying. Chronicle with a classic, it's as dangerous as anyone with an op. And with Alphayer in a sneaky spot, if he got that, the round flips on its head, but instead it is Nats.
It's a double up both times. Both teams, in fact, doing exactly the same thing. And Alphayer is kind of just stuck in no man's land, but just hiding, hoping he gets his comeback.
A Boaster getting destroyed. Right past one goes Camo, and he will be dropped in the end as Alphayer finally gets his reward, but they don't know about Kiko, and they find out the hard way. It's Crashies alone. spotted as well, and a 1 versus 4.
And in as a unit, pressure together.
There.
Camo stunned up, but he's up against an operator. It needs to be the quick pick, and Kayak gets absolutely nothing. He's found the opener for the squad once again. The stats might not be pretty, but he is doing his job every time.
And even Boaster went for a jump peek to even confirm that they were there, down to 36 HP. Basically out of the main fight. A spam had take him down. And Team Liquid, 5 versus 4, they're playing aggressive. I'm not sure I like this. It could be a bridge too far. Camo's picked off another though. Now there's no need to go aggro. They'll let them play into their own hands, or Fnatic go and save. That might be the call. I don't know how Chronicle's gonna get out of there. Smoke's gonna fade. Player already pushed past, Nats is dead to rights. It's a clean kill for Chronicle. A second, but he'll fall, and the round still falls into the hands of Team Liquid. I'll go through it on south side as 3, but the A site's already been lost. Trapwire, activate.
Okay.
Good kill for Boaster. And they've dodged the ult. Already a decent trade out to start this. Go under pressure, but he's got support. Never mind, he doesn't have any support anymore. That's the rifle putting in work.
Finally, we've seen Crashies in a position where he can do some damage. They've managed to avoid him throughout. Camo, though, still looking to fight, spots out Chronicle, and makes it look easy. From a 4v2 to a 2v2, and he's looking for that little bit more. They line up, but he doesn't get anything. Now it's left all on to Fnatic, and it's Crashies! 4 for Crashies. He seems to be the man of the moment. Well, Kayak has done well. There's so many ults being thrown through. They left them in a trap. While the pace this time has been stopped. That's the other thing. We talk about the mentality for Fnatic, but if they can stop their opponents from running and gunning and making their way into the sites with ease, this can become a very different half. Already a 2-man advantage, but site looking to fall. Well, Nats is always careful, but Kiko wasn't. And now Serial, all that remains.
Alpha, you're doing well too. I mean, there's been a couple of sneaky positions that he's just been rooted out of, dropped in early on before he can have the impact. This time he's right on that horse. Serial being burned out of that position, and he's double flanked on main. As he's waiting for these players to overpeak in front of him.
To get back into the game, Nat's under pressure, but still seemingly thriving within it. It's only going to be the one, but the trade immediate on the other side. Camo once again dancing in towards the opponent's spawn. Chronicle, he's tucked in. Fnatic is completely unaware. That will be a plant for Serial. Bear in mind, that is his ultimate online. Well, at least it will be once he's no longer suppressed.
But Serial, he's not backing off to play the time to play the ult. He's sitting on the side. He's tanking that utility down to 70 HP. Blinded up as well, and his teammate not quite close enough to the smoke to help out. He'll drop after just 1 to pressure on to Kiko, but he delivers right when he needs to. 1 picked up. Chronicle trying to stick it to half. In fact, he's going to get it all the way there. Forces the fight with Kiko. Kiko sees he's not defusing, running this clock down. The time on his side.
Opponent just that little bit lower. Kayak finally in the right place at the right time, but stunned up, and immediately 2 teammates make that him as well. Gone Fnatic again, and even has a little help from Nats. Alpha, yeah. Well, he's a man of many moments, Mitch, but
not this one.
Are you sure?
Rolling Thunder, Armageddon online. And they're just sending it. There's no waiting around. They are going to blitz him with utility.
To try and turn the tide, and maybe a Kayak 3K will help them out.
Winners of stage 1 last year on the ropes, 4 rounds, and a disadvantage here in the pistol. Kayak, he'd been putting up 3Ks, 3 in a row, but now he's put to bed early. Damage onto Alphier in this 2 versus 2. Oh, he's almost finished off by Nats, but the wall gets in the way. Still a chance for Fnatic, but time is ticking. They need to force the fight, and Alpha successfully takes Nats out, leaves it onto Serial. He's had a rougher performance so far, but this could be his round to bury the hatchet in the backs of Fnatic. Free real estate. It's Team Liquid. They're going to be forcing the fight, actually. The salvo is putting them out in the open. There goes 1 for Nats. Not like this, surely, as Camo falls. The weapon to be recovered up top is nothing really to write home about. Alphier again, bailing them out of a bad situation. Survive this engagement. Spam, not the best idea. 3 players ready to fire right back and confidently swinging into main. Boaster, another player with a slower start when it comes to this map. They've just heard the walk-up as well from Nats, and he will be dealt with ease. That's it, Team Liquid. May even be calling the save at this point. Fnatic can even get out of here. Smoke to try to get him back. Problem is, Alpha is feeling very confident indeed. He's just gone to get the rifle and runs right back out. There was a chance there. He saw Fnatic toying with the idea of a peek. Indeed it is, but he's got an angle around it.
30 seconds.
Stun hasn't landed on him, and a shot fired with great success. Rolling Thunder gives him a third, and he's forced into the open. Eventually, he will fall, but Fnatic's here to pick up the pieces. This is his map. Chronicle, try as he might to pull this back. The ult won't be put through. 11 HP. A gust of wind will take him down. Already committed, but it will be returned on. Armageddon from both sides. Nats actually catches Alpha with the late lurk. His patience wins out that opening duel, but it's traded out quickly with Fnatic down and a Rolling Thunder committed to the site. You have to rely on that cross being held by Camo, and he's doing a wonderful job. A double, make that a triple.
Back-to-back 3Ks, back-to-back rounds. He is stuck in the mud, but he has some support, or at least did, now completely isolated. The utility is enough to finally find him.
Nats left on 8 HP too. Fnatic with a good chance, a solid early fight. The wall tripped, baited out to start this off. Kayak's got a big battle up in heaven, and he's won it too, with Nat still clinging onto life. Look at the north side though. Look at the push coming through from Serial. He almost caught the spike, but it has managed to evade him. It just now went on the rope to south, but Fnatic cleaning up Kayak brings this back into the realm of possibility. Nats popping the ult, he's 8 HP though. Even the pistols could take him down with ease. He has to be careful, but what he has done is bought time for Serial to reposition, to set up, to deny this main aggression.
That was the goal. Doesn't want to allow them to cross. They're not going to do it when they don't have the guns.
30 seconds
30 seconds, they're now going to make their move. Nat's incredibly low, already dealt with. Fnatic isn't much healthier. It feels like a lot of this is going to come down to what Serial can do on this cross. First goes his way, but he's also tagged. The HP firmly in the favor of the Fnatic players as they finally make their way towards the site. But as one of them is planting, the swing is going to come out, but nobody connecting. In fact, Crashies will find both.
He popped, but he's going to have to do it with the operator instead. Crashies on another one. It's a wall bang through to Kiko. Serial does well with one. And the tap there, putting pressure on. Someone has to swing, and it's Alpha to do it, but now the picks go the other way. It's all onto Chronicle. The clutch needed, and it will not be found this time.
Already. Oh, what? This is a few pieces missing, but it doesn't seem like it. An immediate pop of the ult wasn't even the party piece of the round. Alpha has popped 2 heads, and that's it, it's done. 10 already for Fnatic. He executed his own teammate, sent him to his death, and handed Nats a rifle, who's now chasing after Boaster, looking to run it down. Crashies has to rectify. Manages 1. Serial wins a battle with the Classic. This could be match point for the side of Liquid. They barely invested. There was only a few guns into this round, and at this stage, there's nothing that Chronicle could do. Just goes to try and fight, but it's too little, too late. Have to move on.
Even tanking the damage, getting
Here
through,
we go.
the surprise could be worth it.
But this time, Kayak has been able to find the opener. Crashes in the corner, though, caught off. The ultimate doing the work. Chronicle immediately trading things out. And although the weapons were weaker, he's now found an upgrade.
Alpha, this is his moment to step up. He's found one, but not ready for the second. Kiko drops him. The fallback for main a little quicker than expected. And the 4v2, the almost certain victory, now put into question. They fake the steps. No, it's a full rotation to the B site. No, they're going to trip the wall. That's the idea here. Give them fake information and then go on the rotate back, and it's worked. Nats is already leaving. Kiko is sitting on the site. Either way, it's going to be an isolated fight, but he's realized, great read from Nats. No one's there. This is a fake.
Yeah. Kiko, the man, the MVP
30 seconds left
of kickoff. It's going to be under pressure. Still plenty of flashes, stuns, a Molotov as well. An orbital strike 1 away. If Boaster gets the kill, it feels like the round is already sealed. As Kiko sits in this back corner, it's not necessarily checked on, but even still they dance past.
With less of that punchy utility, deep flash, orbital strike put into play though, that's gonna force them forward. It forces
Nowhere to
Camo
go.
into their waiting arms. He couldn't get out of there and had to go in deeper. The stun is perfect from Kayak. Sets himself up for success. And the round should be theirs. Serial, he had a shaky start to this map and a chance to recover it all. It's just Nats, 1v2, an ult to be used, to be put into play right in the final round. And that's gonna delay the push.
Yeah, they have time. They didn't need to run it down into the site. They didn't need to take the fights without their weapons. Maybe he thought they were more committed than they were, and because of that, they're able to fall back and look to refight this.
All still in play. Razorfine's still there.
They've known it's there, though. They've known it's there every single time. But Nats has already repositioned. Chronicle's gonna get isolated, though! Maybe thinking it was a little bit deeper, and now 15 seconds, there's not really any time for Boaster to run it back, but he will land the shot anyway! Somewhat isolated Kayak, he has support from Boaster, but it's a little bit further behind, needs to find a fight, and he gets it! That's Nats gone!
Leaded from the round, indeed. Coming from the smokes, though, is Kiko to level the playing field. Chronicle manages to answer back north side. Late flank coming in. Very late indeed, and that's why Fnatic pumped the brakes. They've got the advantage, and they're going to let these players, Crashies and Alpha here, try to carve out some control of their own. Not wanting to go up the rope and into heaven. They're waiting for a peek. They're waiting, knowing Team Liquid will look for information, and knowing their utilities coming online soon. Both come into play at exactly the right moment, and with Fnatic falling. Guns go through, so do the salvos, but Nat still has a safe angle. They might not expect that. They've seen him now. Boaster and Chronicle finding two. This could be it. The final domino set to fall. Team Liquid dig deep with Panatek on one, but he's immediately traded out. It's Camo who has to find success. The spike right in front of him, and now on the floor. Alphayer has to move back to get it. Camo in his way, but it will fall! A red ball clutch from Alphayer to send Fnatic to Toronto.